Now let's take a look at these two more examples where we have to multiply polynomials by monomials using that distributive property. So first, we have 5xy squared times 3x squared minus 4xy plus y squared. So we go ahead and we use that distributive property. So first we have 5xy squared times 3x squared. So if we multiply those, 5xy squared times 3x squared. First, we're going to multiply those coefficients together. So 5 times 3, that gives us 15. Then we multiply our bases of x, so we have x times x squared. Remember, we add those exponents, so we have now x to the third power. And now we just have this y squared, and we don't have any y in this 3x squared term. So we're just going to bring down that y squared. Now let's move on to the second term. So we're going to now multiply 5xy squared times this negative 4xy. So we have 5xy squared times negative 4xy. Right, remember, coefficients, so 5 times negative 4, that's negative 20. Now we have our bases, so let's start with x. We have x times x. Well, that gives us x squared. Now we have y squared times y, and that gives us y to the third. So we distributed to our first two terms. Now we have one more. So we have to do 5xy squared times y squared. So 5xy squared times y squared. Well, our only coefficient is 5. The coefficient of this y squared is technically 1. So that's going to stay a 5. And it's also a positive 5, so we'll throw a plus sign in front of it. Our base of x doesn't have another base of x to be multiplied by, so we can just bring that down. And now we have y squared times y squared. Add those exponents, that gives us y to the fourth power. And now, right down here, we have our final answer. Right? So we simplify, or we multiply that out, and we get 15x cubed y squared minus 20x squared y cubed plus 5xy to the fourth. Now let's take a look at this last example. Here, we have to use our distributive property, but then we have to solve for what our variable n is equal to. So let's go ahead and take a look. So first, same thing. We're going to distribute in each of these sets of parentheses. So we have n times 2. That gives us a 2n. We have n times a negative 5n. Well, that's equal to a negative 5n squared. And now we have over here, we have 5 times n squared, and that would give us a positive 5n squared. And then we have 5 times negative 2, and that gives us negative 10. And remember, this is all still going to be equal to 0. Now we take a look and we see that we have like terms. We have a negative 5n squared and we have a positive 5n squared. So if we combine them, they basically cancel each other out and give us 0, right? Negative 5n squared plus 5n squared, that's equal to 0. So now we just have that 2n minus 10 is equal to 0. And from here we just have an equation that we can solve for n. So we add 10 to both sides, and that gives us 2n is equal to 10. And then from there, we can say that n is going to be equal to 5. And that's our solution.